Hello and welcome to Jadekine Gaming. My name is Bob and I am the Dungeon Master for the 26th session of the Shadow Kingdom 5th Edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign. We are joined here with Vic as Mary, Ryan as Mother June, Adam as Dr. Richter, or Wolfgang.
Herr Woflgang right now, yeah.
Herr Woflgang right now, and Nick as Mary as well. And we are hopping into Friday, late Friday, almost a very early Saturday morning, where they are searching the wharf for Forrest and Jenny, who ran off with all that money. So, what you want to do? You're running around the wharf yelling about how Forrest stole your girl.
I'm assuming that my sitting in this inn for a while, this counts as short rest?
Yes.
I will use my, what's that thing called? Arcane Recovery in order to recover one of them spell slots for me.
Ah, yeah. Wizard.
Yes, you're sitting and drinking. It does indeed sound as a short
hardly.
rest.
I'm sitting and nursing a single drink for a couple of hours. So at this point in the room, is it, is it like just like the...
It's just you. It's you and like one bartender staring at you.
I want to go home.
I set my drink down. I get up and I walk over.
I'll have another water.
Still nothing from Forrest. Hey, it's. Do you have any?
It is a different bartender than the one you talked to originally.
Okay.
Like there has been a shift change.
Just making sure the note was passed along. I sent a note along for Forrest, Jenny, who were staying here. I kind of expected for them to have gotten the note and come down by now. Do you know that actually was taken up to them? Do you...
Sir, I assure you, if you gave them a note, it would have been passed along. Would you like anything else?
I'm going to try and do some level of insight on the person, for one thing.
Alright. He wants to know if you want anything else. That's very true.
11.
He feels relatively certain in what he has said to you. That if you had a note to pass along to someone, they would have passed it along.
Sounds legit.
So I know I'm not wasting my time. Can you at least assure that they were here, that I wasn't given the wrong address and I'm not just... wasting time? I feel like they should have been down. Wondering if I made the mistake.
Okay. I will go and find someone to help you. Yes. Go ahead and persuade.
Okay. Do not think I have notes. So 22.
He's like, let me see if I can find something out for you. And he walks out and comes back about, 2 minutes later with another man. And the other man says, hello, I'm the night manager here at the Wolf and Lamb. You had a question about one of our guests. And he's like rubbing his eyes. You get the feeling that the night manager was probably sleeping.
Yeah. I express the same sentiment. Do I have to new persuasion him?
Yes, you would have to do persuasion.
This is Bob saying, I see you rolled well. Let's check that out on the instant replay camera.
Yeah, let's see if he's moving on.
Turns out it wasn't a 19 after all.
Good old instant replay.
Oh, John Madden. I got a 5 with this one.
The night manager looks at you and goes, a little blear-eyed and goes, "Sir, we do not give out guest information one way or the other. If you think you've gotten the wrong address, I think you should go and look for them elsewhere.
I only think I've gotten the wrong address because they've not responded.
Well,
Which
that
suggests
would probably,
the lack of the staff here delivering the message, unless I have the wrong address, which
if
is...
you gave it to one of the staff, it was delivered. If they are here. If you've not received a response, they're not here.
Or they're dodging him.
Yeah, he doesn't say that, though.
I guess smoke. I'll think about it. Thanks for trying.
Of course.
The place is open, right?
Like, open... As
For
in-
business?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all night.
Yeah. I step outside.
Stand there. Molly kind of comes over from across the street. Yeah, boss.
I want to burn the place down.
Okay. She starts pulling out oil.
Yeah. Probably around back. I think they'd be running out this way, that way. Simplest way just to chase them out.
I'm a terrible influence. I blame no one but myself.
You know what? You know what? Arson. That's what.
I don't know if you've noticed this. I have a temper.
Go for it. They messed with you. They deserve this.
That's what I thought.
Wall of force on the front door.
No, I want Forrest and Jenny to come running out.
Oh.
It is purely just looking at it from a pragmatic perspective. They're refusing to deliver my note. I told them I needed to smoke. I don't smoke.
Okay. You're standing out there for maybe 5 to 10 minutes before Molly comes walking back to you and goes, across the street?
I look.
She like goes, we shouldn't stand right here watching the burning building. We should stand across the street. Come on.
Oh.
What are you doing? Observing my handiwork?
I'm like, she's just like, you've obviously never burned down a building before. But rule number 1 is don't be obvious.
Never in the city. Rural.
Oh, well, yeah. In cities, don't be obvious.
Well. Meryl? I follow her lead on this. Seems like she is the more scared.
This not being her first building that she's burnt down. In about 15 minutes.
I will also drop all to herself and go back to Ludwig.
Alright.
So I wasn't even the person that was sitting in there for ages.
She's like, smart. Very smart. After about 15 minutes, you start seeing a little bit trails of smoke and flickering, and then about 10 to 15 minutes after that, the side of the building is engulfed in flames, and the flames are starting to climb. And then I'm going to go ahead and need a perception check from both you and I'm guessing Molly.
Natural 20 for see, a 22.
Okay. So as you're watching, you're like just clocking every single person who's walked back, and you see like people running out without their, in scantily clad or without their clothes. Some of them burned, most of them coughing and like struggling to breathe, and there's just this little happy thing inside of you sitting there like a cat just cuddling in. Like you feel a nice, wonderful warmth in your chest as Wolfgang goes. You hear just a small chuckling. And after about 5 minutes, the building clears pretty quickly. You see someone who matches your description of Forrest and Jenny running out with bags and cloaks. They seem fully dressed.
Hey, they really were there.
As they are taking off, running.
Gambling! Somewhat separate. Make sure Molly's spots somewhat separate and pursue. So not necessarily trying to take the exact same route in case they turn left and one of us catches.
Are you being obvious, or?
I will say, does she want to be obvious, or do I?
She wants to sneak. She's a sneaky girl.
If I will try to not be obvious unless I feel like I cannot keep. Actually, hold on.
You got Launch Strider?
Seeing what I got. Hold on. Nope, but I have Expeditious Retreat. When you cast a spell, then as a bonus action on each of your turns until the spell ends, you can take the dash action. So dash is the bonus, so it's an extra dash each turn.
It's rogue. It's rogue movement, basically.
But it's self only, so that would be to me. And so basically doing that to speed myself up, so that ideally trying to be not obvious, but because moving faster, hopefully not losing them.
Okay. Yeah, because sneaking is half movement for full. So if Molly's going to be following these people, she's rolling at a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you would have to, if you're going to be obvious.
Unless being obvious, I feel, could be something where they spot me, I chase them to her. If I feel like there's a way for that.
It would be difficult to set up at this point because they are running.
Yeah.
They're doing...
But I'm keeping a mindset for that.
Okay, just be aware that right now they're doing full sprint.
And
and how far are they at this point?
At this point, they've moved... It's probably had 2 turns of movement. So they are about 120.
Not obvious until I'm clear of the crime scene. Then I'm going to go to obvious to just try and chase them down with my Expeditious Retreat. Because I think I'm faster with that.
You probably...
So even if they're running from me, I think I can just outrun them.
Okay, so you're going to try and sneak out of the area so no one sees you.
Yeah, or leave it more casually, kind of sneak. But
okay, so you can do a sneaking or performance, whichever you would like.
And presumably they don't know what you look like, so...
Yeah, I will go with performance. Which is 15.
Okay. You casually stroll on past. Or you make yourself look like...
Yeah, look like...
Yeah.
What the...
Yeah.
Kind of fast. Yeah.
Yeah, with a little stagger. Looks like you've just been out drinking late and happened upon the scene.
Yep.
Molly... You just can't really...
Into invisibility and she's gone.
Into disappears, yes.
Yep. She does her thing. I already used my thing to warn you, right, to get out in the first place. Okay, so I cannot contact you. Alright.
Well... It might be... We'll see if dawn comes.
We still got a ways for that. But otherwise, once out of that scene, I'm retreating towards them.
Okay. I'm going to need you to do a perception check, as they have gotten a wee bit ahead of you. See if...
It's just so many dice rolls. The way math works, eventually I roll poorly.
Yep. Yeah, it's a skill challenge between you and them.
Typically, a skill challenge has other people involved. I'm soloing a skill challenge because it's just me here.
Molly's technically involved.
So it's perception. Perception is wisdom, so +2. 12.
Okay. You take a few wrong turns and you kind of catch up to them, up to where you're pretty sure they move through eventually, but you're still significantly behind them even with your movement.
Okay, well, once I can see them. Because I have up to 10 minutes with this casting, and it's a first level, so I can recast it when it's needed.
Alright. You don't exactly see them
range,
yet, you're just relatively sure that they went this way. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do another perception check.
Yeah. 8.
Okay. You don't see them, and let's see what. And neither does Molly. Okay. You seem to have lost the trail, so you can either backtrack to know where you know they were, and do a survival check and try to track them traditionally through the city, or you can try and figure out where they're going and try to find them that way, or try to find your group or anything. But right
if
now,
I see people from my group, let me know. But otherwise, I'm not like actively like trying to chase them. Would it be what, insight to try and figure out where they were going, just moving forward?
Yeah. You can do an insight at disadvantage because you're not actually looking at them. You're thinking about how they would be.
Who they are, what they're...
Yeah, who they are and how they would behave.
I will insight.
At disadvantage.
16.
Okay, you have a relatively good idea about where this little rat would probably be going. He's either looking for another inn, or he's trying to get onto a ship.
Yep.
So, if you had explored any other inns, you'd know all about that.
So now you're telling me I have to choose.
Yes, you can either go to investigate, go and look into some inns, or go and look into the ships.
Because I know sort of the direction they headed, do I have kind of a limited scope of what ships might have someone...
It could be any of the ships in the wharf.
Well, I know we were at some point in the wharf and they headed off, and I followed them so far. So there were points where I seen them, so I know...
They were up away from the wharf, and they were heading down towards it. So you know that they're heading towards the wharf, not out of the zone.
Okay.
So there is a number of places down that way that are inns.
If I will head towards the wharf to ships. If I spot an inn on the way there, I will stop by that, because that might be somewhere where they would have the same way been heading towards that and decided, oh, let's stop by.
Okay. So you're going to the wharf and investigating any inn that you run into.
Yeah, if I see an inn on the way, I might check further on that.
Okay, as you get closer to the wharf, there's just a guy who keeps getting thrown out of every bar he runs into.
No.
As you're walking down there, there's okay, that's a tavern. That's a tavern.
Hey, they're out on the street now. Maybe you're
Yeah, I'm really
about-
hoping. That's why I'm going that way. I'm like, if I could picture them, then I have help.
You passed a place called the Mystical Moon Inn.
Okay.
You duck in to ask.
Yeah, I duck in. I mean, first up, just from how far I assess myself behind and how long checking into an inn takes, I'm guessing and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm further behind than I'm thinking, but I'm thinking if I look in, that it would be the kind of thing they would more likely than not still be checking in.
You're about 5 minutes behind them at this point.
Well, for that guy, they'd have to wake him up in order to get him to come and check him in.
Yeah, which he doesn't know at the time.
Yeah, I had no idea what you guys were checking last time. You were barking up the wrong tree, obviously.
I was relatively annoyed that you picked the right one fucking immediately.
I tried to social...
And then doubled down and just sat there.
The double looked down. I was like, yeah, I got it. I know I'm right. And we're all like, no, man. You.
Wolfgang is going to be so fucking smug.
But in my world, if I go to a hotel and I check in, it takes more than 5 minutes. In this world that my character lives in, is it generally the same? Has that generally been my experience?
Well, there's a lot less clacky-clack on a computer, so usually the routine when you walk into a hotel or an inn is you walk in, say, hey, I'd like a room, they give you the room available, they take a key, you write something in a book, and you give them money, and then you leave. So it really depends upon how chatty of a person you're in, how fast you are, how fast they are. So it can take between, 2 minutes to 20 minutes,
Okay.
depending upon who it is.
So I stare in this way, and there
imagine with
is there
them-
anyone there?
When you look into the door?
Yeah.
So you go, ding, ding.
Mhm.
No, not this one. Well, must have been hit.
He sounds sleepy.
Did a young couple just stop by here a moment ago?
One moment, hold on. And the old gnome just comes out, little hat flopping over
I'm
his
not
ears.
being patient. I walk up to the counter. I look over the counter. Is there book? Is there record? Is there something sitting there?
Not on the counter, no.
Not like on
There's
like
a platform, and there's an old man who's walking out of a back room. He goes, how can I help you?
Yeah. Did young couple man kind of look like brief description? Just stop by here.
Funny thing, people keep asking about these people. You're the third one.
Yeah.
Honestly,
He's in trouble.
I told him to move on. I don't want anything to do with it.
Thank you. You'll be a safe man. Insight, by the way. With a natural 20 for a 25.
He told them to move on.
Carry on.
He is like tired. He's fed up with people bumping in, and he's like, I don't know what they're into, but I don't want anything to do with it. I'm
You know
trying to find my
what?
end."
Guess what happened to the last end that didn't do that?
I do like that he recognizes, like, no, not you, effers. They're gonna come back here if I let you stay.
Yeah. Which motherfuckers? They got people coming in and searching.
if that, by the way, does anything further for my previous insight check, because that means I know that they have come by here. I know that they looked into an inn. So if I think that means that that's just what they're doing.
Well, are you going to stop going to the wharf, or are you going to go to investigate
And then-
more ends?
But then they know. I assess them that they know that there's been search for them from probably the way from him turning them down.
Maybe
I
not.
mean, I can't just have you insight check like perpetually to
I know.
kick this ball down the road.
I know,
so
but I am saying what me as a person is contemplating. I don't live in the world. I'm just saying, if any of my thoughts are out of the realm of possibility or would be stupid for my intelligence 20 person to think, because I am misunderstanding the world, that is why I'm speaking out loud.
Okay, they either would have stopped or kept going. Is kind of
so
where you're at.
either one would be
But
a possibility at this point.
The
Okay.
literal issue that your guys having is that you thought it was idiotic for them to have stayed in the city this long in the first place, most likely because you're a highly intelligent person.
I'm smart. I'm trying to track down some idiots.
Yes, you're a very, very intelligent person trying to track down stupid people.
Okay, so I know they were here.
Yes, you know that they were here at least around.
Would it be investigate to try and track them more traditionally?
Survival. Track them
Darn it.
You might be able to find clues with investigation, but yeah.
But you already know that they were here. So if you investigate the building, the best you could find was that they
How
came
long?
to
How
the
much?
store.
How much time am I wasting if I try survival to track them before comparing it?
Tracking is at half speed, and it.
But I mean, I have to get something to get started. How much time am I wasting before I figure out I don't have anything to
you
start
are
on?
at a starting point where you could track them via survival. So you've already
I'm trying
done
to track them via survival.
that perpetual that legwork, but yeah.
Just 5. Which makes it 7.
Okay. You look around. Scuff. 2 boots. Scuffed. And then you're off. Track. About 25 minutes later, you find a couple gentlemen in an libidinous assignation in the back of an alley. One of them just had smaller feet than the other, which you're very aware of as it's a little in the air right now.
What do you... A business action?
A libidinous assignation.
Oh.
One of them's getting a butt pounding.
Yeah, I'm just now I'm thinking that's based on Levitical law, which is biblical, which is not in this world.
No,
Why
what they're doing is non-biblical.
Well, no.
They're getting to know each other in a
my
biblical
point being
sense.
is just the etymology of the word wouldn't make sense in the etymology of this universe. That's all my brain said. Anyways. Carry on towards the wharf.
Okay. So you... Fellas? You turn...
Wear bigger boots, sir. And carry on.
How much pain do you want me to be in? You just hear as he's walking off.
All of it.
I mean, you probably do.
Yeah. Are they doing anything while I'm doing? Because that was just 25 further minutes of me.
Yeah.
So I am now heading towards the wharf to continue trying to track and...
That was about an hour's worth of time.
Yeah.
So
maybe I'm
as
wasting
you're
my time and
walking-
one of them has found him.
As you're walking towards the wharf, there's a glimmer changing in the horizon as dawn is approaching. Okay, back to you guys. No glimmer. Got like an hour's worth of time. What you doing?
Stressing.
You want to go with me, or
I mean,
Technically, I'm in the lead. They're all trailing behind me.
okay, yeah, that's true. Go ahead, Nick. What's the itsy bitsy spider doing?
After that, I have another...
After you scared poor Miss Muffet off her tuffet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, granted, I scared her off her tuffet. Did I actually get around to looking into any windows? With
No,
my-
you rolled a 1.
Yeah.
You scared a lady who was up there eating a
The-
midnight
In
treat.
the middle, midnight curds and whey, huh?
In that case, I will take the time to actually look in the windows this time. So another
Okay.
investigation.
Another investigation. I'm gonna have you roll at a disadvantage, just because you fucked up already.
12.
12. Okay. As you go through and look through the windows, you seem to be exceedingly proficient at finding curtains. I mean, you look through some cracks, but it's mainly dark, not a whole lot of light, but with it being pretty
Dark out.
yeah, pretty dark out pretty late in the evening. But, yeah. You don't particularly find anything of interest. There's a pie on a windowsill, but you're pretty sure that's the kitchen.
Hmm.
And the window is still closed. And it's interior windowsill. So you see a pie.
wait, how many blackbirds are in it?
You haven't
5
checked
and
the pie.
20?
Would you like to investigate the pie for blackbirds?
No, it's on the other side of the glass. I don't want to use my face step for that.
Is it because this is not the 2001 sensation 8-legged freaks?
The happy jumping spider? Still my favorite spider. Just hopping on top of that car. Now, go back, read the person, and check the guide for the next place on the list.
Okay, so you're people again.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're like the craziest looking spider.
No.
You can't pull it out of your inventory. Just
Yeah, that's why. It morphed into me. I can't bring that out.
okay. So you're looking at the next one. The next one, I believe, is the Hollow's Fury, which you were at. Where were you at?
Hollow's Fury is the first place you checked.
Oh, I didn't add appropriate notation. Rude.
What was the last place I was at? The Jade? Yeah. The Pearl Jade.
The Pearl Jade was the place that you were just looking at with Muffet and the Orc Lady.
So you haven't been to the Rat's Shield yet.
Well, head on then.
Alright. So you head on to the Rat's Shield and get there fairly quickly with the help of a very useful guidebook.
Yes. Is it open?
As you walk up, there's a full armored rat holding a shield, like kind of a cutesy little rat, holding just a shield, and it looks like it's defending a little piece of cheese.
Is that the sign, or is there
That's
like
the
a text?
sign.
Oh,
That's the sign. We're not going full pate.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and check the door and go in if it's still open.
It's open. So you walk in, and it's mainly it's like a little tavern, and there's a tired lady at the bar who's just there, just kind of stirring a cup of tea. She kind of perks up and goes, "Hello, how may I help you?"
Go ahead and go. I'm looking for these two people. They were supposed to meet me down here. Give the descriptions of them. Have they stopped in? And then insight to whether she recognizes the descriptions.
Okay, go ahead and do your insight check.
I do not actually have an insight, but I got 5, so 22.
She has not. She goes, "Oh, honey, I haven't seen them. Would you like some cheese? Want something to eat? We've got a special. We got pork house and grits with cheese. You can have some tea. Come in and have a seat. Let me feed you."
It's like, as lovely as that sounds, I must be finding these people, but if you have, like, a cheese sandwich, I'll buy that for a cup of copper.
Okay, I can make you a cheese sandwich. Melty?
No.
You say no as that takes extra time.
She, like...
Bob is sitting there trying to waste his time. That
she,
fiend!
Pulls out a spread, like a kind of a little pot, and then she takes out some soft cheese and she puts it in a bowl, and she opens the pot and takes out this comb and just does a nice little drizzle of honey in it. Takes out some dried fruits and chops up some dried figs, puts it in there, gives it a quick mix up, pulls out a nice loaf of bread, gives a good smear on 2 pieces, sticks them together, and goes, "Here you go, honey. You good luck. I hope you have a good day." And it wasn't toasted, but it's nice and warm, and as you take a bite into it, it's just this, like, it's a goat cheese with this fig and honey and like an explosion of flavor.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. It probably would have been even better toasted.
I was expecting sort of a meteor cheese, and this is sort of a dessert sweet sandwich.
Yeah, you didn't want it toasted.
Yeah.
He was expecting bread, slab of American bread.
No.
I give her 5 copper for it. So, no, that's delicious. And then head on out.
Alright, best of luck, dear. So yeah, the Rat Shield specializes in cheese.
Do you enjoy... What's the opposite of irony?
Wrinkly. You're just like slow pitching them to me at this point.
Not the kind of irony I meant, but touche.
It is exactly what you expected.
We're here to have fun.
So yeah, then I don't believe that was quite the last one on my list, but was it?
I believe you know about the Alligator Helix as well, but you knew that it was across town, so or across this particular district.
Yeah, I know I was heading closest in to closest in, which was my search pattern.
And our meetup spot is still the burning building, so
It'll be super easy to find. Don't worry, he left the lights on.
I like the idea of that. I hope because obviously I hope I find them, but I hope I feel like Mary has a better shot at this point. So that they're not aware, and eventually they just give up and they go meet, and that's how they find out what I did.
Just like show up in the morning to like a wreck of a building and goes, "We left him alone too long."
Was it alone? I had Molly.
That's
No,
no,
yeah, that's
with
no
Molly.
how. Molly is not going to stop you. You
fact,
said I want
Molly-
to burn down a building, and she went, "Okay, sure." Absolutely, right away.
You know what? I feel like it was clearly the best decision.
Sadly, in hindsight, it was.
she's the one to start the Zoot Suit riots, so
Also, pound for it was a pyre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire gang.
Fire game.
You know, the Wet Bandits had their calling card.
We're the Sticky Bandits.
That was less of a calling card, more of a robbing from street side Santas, but Wet Bandits was a calling card.
Because
All the best criminals have it.
Yeah, all the best criminals have a name. Okay. So, yeah, that's you back out into the world.
Yeah. If I've run out of ends, I'll start heading towards the wharf. Check boats.
I mean, there's still the Alligator's Helix you have not checked.
Okay, then I'll head that way.
Which, it is across the way, but yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. You're still wandering around
Yeah.
just screaming, I want that force! Where's my Jenny?
Yeah, just blatantly accusing people that are out on the street that they've seen him. Where's he at?
Yeah, that you're getting a lot of, like, yo, man, I don't fucking know who this is. Like, your aggressive nature is taking the sailors off guard.
Well, no, there's some super crazy dude being super aggressive. Like, nah, you don't want to touch that.
I don't want to mess with this Gary Busey dude.
You don't want to mess with crazy.
Exactly.
He may be on
Otherwise,
some
yes.
stuff.
Otherwise, I am relying entirely on happenstance or somebody telling me, yeah, they're over there.
Okay.
That sounds
so-
like the world's greatest detective method.
I am world's greatest detective all the way.
Okay.
Just wandering around.
Yeah, we'll go back to Ryan. We'll come back to you as soon as...
Okay.
As soon as they're in the area for someone to point them out to.
Yeah.
They're over there. Get away from me.
Well, anyway, so me and my two guys are at the Alligator Helix. So we go up to our room on the 3rd floor, and then whatever, go in there for a moment just to talk to them, and it's like, okay, we're not sure if they're here, but we're gonna start looking. So I figured now that we're in there, and we can start knocking on doors.
Okay, so you're just going to start to waking people up.
Yeah, and it's just like to Roy though, and it's just like, well, we all know what they look like, but he especially knows what they sound like.
Well, Roy knows them.
Yeah,
He knows both of them.
yeah. But bringing that up, I said, and it's like, we'll knock on the doors. If they open it up and it's our guys, just go in and grab them. But if we knock on the doors and we just hear a voice, then Roy just tapped me on the shoulder twice in order to tell me it's them.
Okay. So you go and knock on the doors.
Yep.
Bah, bah, bah. On comes, opens the door. What?
We're looking for donations for
Fuck.
the...
Are you fucking kidding? You know what? Excuse me. The guy walks out just absolutely starkers and walks past you and starts going downstairs.
Okay.
You may be on a time limit now.
Where the hell is you got solicitors here?
Yeah, there are in-house solicitors.
Alright, so you go on the next one. Bah, bah, bah. And get someone else coming to the door. What?
Would you like to give donations?
To what?
Well, we're doing a...
Maybe.
it's like, we're currently trying to help the people in the slums district. Get
fuck them. I made it out they can too. Slam.
But yeah, so I'm just kind of going door to door.
Well, let's go ahead and get a few persuasion checks to see if you get any money.
Alrighty.
At disadvantage.
Okay.
Somebody might actually pay you.
That's fine. I'll be a
As you come to the door at like 4 in the morning.
natural one, so no.
Yeah, no, you get nothing, and you get kicked out about 10 minutes later.
Alrighty. Alright, so this was a bus, boys. Let's head back to the Lion and Lamb.
You've searched half of the 3rd floor, I'd like to point out.
Yeah. Well, that was my plan for going around there, and that didn't work out. Unless we want to go peeking in windows.
There's another way. Get them to come to you.
Just the next day's paper. Rash of fires in the Warm District.
Alright. So yeah,
Finally, we can pump those honey puff pieces.
I burned down the building, but I couldn't catch the forest on fire.
I figure we'll go back to the Lion and Lamb and meet up with Richter.
Okay, that's about 15-20 minutes, and as you walk up, the building is on fire, and there's a bunch of druids out there just casting.
Well, he's not in there anymore.
And yes, Molly and the doc are nowhere to be found. At least ways that you can see.
All right. Well, boys, now we have to find at least one of our missing.
Yes, there
people.
appears as
We have
as you're
successfully
sitting there,
split the party.
as you're sitting there watching, you see two people just kind of jump out of a tree next to you, turn into water elementals, and start just blasting at the fire with water.
All right.
So there's now a couple higher level folks running around the district.
Okay. So, yeah. Well, let's.
Well, they're worried about this fire. So
Right
It
now.
is something you guys have noticed as wandering about the city. There's very large trees at most intersections.
yeah, they got lots of druids.
Yeah.
Got to have a larger, bigger tree to do plant walk.
Mhm.
No, I'm just thinking there's a lot of pretty low-level spells that would just snuff this.
Yeah, tons of them.
An engulfed fire.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
there are multiple spells that just extinguish flames, like cantrip level stuff.
Okay, never mind. You guys are
I mean,
currently
if you-
being searched for by a lot of higher level people.
I
Good
mean,
job.
you
You've
need
no,
a lot of people
convinced
to do
me.
it.
Everything is now more difficult.
Yeah, that's the point. Is because they usually only affect like a
No,
small
no, no.
space.
It's fine. You've convinced me. Everything is now more difficult.
I'm just making sure you understand. It's like you'd still need a lot of people.
No,
that
it's
it just-
you can
they'd
ruin
be
the fun
faster.
fluff part of my world with your facts, and now everything's more difficult.
It is your world.
I mean,
can
you
tell
could
him
say they don't
no.
work on
No,
flames
he's
like
annoying me by doing this, and now everything's more difficult.
that. For you guys, maybe. I'm just out being a rascal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Being helpful. So.
Yeah, being helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are at a burning building.
Yeah. So. I guess the next best thing would be to go and check the inns that we didn't go to, but Maribel might still be searching because I have no idea where he is. But I at least know that he was somewhere, or she was somewhere ahead of me, looking at other inns. So that's
Let's see here. Where were you? You've been to the Waterthorn, Iron Crab.
and then the Mystic Crescent Moon. The
Yeah,
Mystic
yeah. I
Moon.
think the next one on your list would be the Rat Shield.
Okay, then I'll head that direction.
Okay, and as you're heading that direction,
You have no idea where I am, but you, I believe, do you still have the contact to me?
No, because
You contacted me separate. Because remember, I get to send one, and then you can reply, and you get to send one, and I can reply. Those are two separate things.
right.
So both have been used at this point?
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe you were told we're in the district,
yeah,
and you replied with
Where in the
land
district I
and-
was. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, so you're heading off to the Rat Shield. So I'm gonna need a survival check from you for navigation purposes.
Okay. That's a 3.
Okay. You're at the Alligator's Helix around the time the bare sprinkling of light starts appearing on the horizon.
Mm-hmm. Going with my usual stick of out and looking for these people that said they would be here, looking for recognition.
Okay, go ahead and do an insight check.
Natural 20, so 25.
She looks like she heard or seen someone of that similar description. However, she's also annoyed that someone else is there looking. She's like, we don't do soliciting.
Oh, this was the place you'd just been?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like, so just them again. So I get the feeling they're not here, though.
No,
For-
you think that she's seen someone matching the description that you just gave.
So And were they here recently, or can I send them a note?
She's like, I'll accept any note that you want to send to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't do soliciting.
Yeah. Wouldn't solicit. I say like that's an insane thing to do.
What kind of crazy person just starts living in the middle of a motel?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and write up a note. It's like, we need to talk, and then give it to her, then, back out and see if anyone comes down, or if she takes it up and stuff.
She's like, I'll give it to him if I see them in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Look outside, isn't it morning now?
Barely. It's not even dawn yet. She's like, in the most technical sense of the word, however, I still haven't seen them.
Okay.
I'm not going to go and wake people up. We've had quite enough of that already.
Okay. But do you know if they're actually staying here?
I'm not going to say one way or the other. We don't give out people's information.
I would pay you to.
That
Gamble.
doesn't change anything.
Gambling's always worked out for me in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well. Okay. And this is the last place on my list?
Yeah.
You could offer to pay her with a dagger. And when she tells you she doesn't want a dagger, tell her she want to keep that dagger away from her. She needs to give you that info.
You can try an intimidation check.
Just
if
make
you like.
needlessly
Plan
complex...
B was to come in and try out my knife set.
Yeah. Make needlessly complex threats. So they're not sure if it's a legitimate threat or you're just kind of stupid.
With my natural 20, do I feel like she thinks they're here, or she's just heard about
You
them?
get the feeling that she has seen people matching that description.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you for your time. Head on out and... Did I have to turn into a spider the second time at the last place?
You unturned. No, it wasn't over 2 hours or whatever.
Okay.
Because your wild shapes last 2 hours now.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead.
But you did turn into a horse once. Already this evening.
I believe I've had an hour rest somewhere in this time.
No, you've been running around literally the whole time.
Well, I will sit here and go out, find a bench, watch the building, rest for an hour.
Okay, you're resting, taking a short rest. Okay, so now we're at you two. So, I need you to make a perception check.
I am also... Now I have to sleep to re-prepare my spells. Darn. As I would just prepare Skywrite.
The ultimate in solutions. Oh yeah, my perception is mediocre. 17.
Okay. You look around and see Herr Woflgang. Or Dr. Richter, sorry, not Herr Woflgang. See Dr. Richter wander onto the wharf.
Oh, I'm on the wharf side now.
Yeah. You see a small Gary Busey running around that's being currently avoided by damn near everyone.
Is this small Gary Busey saying anything?
I'm storming up to you going, where'd you take her? Were you with that feller? That forest feller?
I'm in pursuit of him myself, actually. He's stolen something from me. I think we can
That's
work
good,
together
that's
on
right.
this.
He's a no-good slime weasel.
Yeah, he is.
Have
I saw
these
him.
two
I saw him. I spotted him fleeing the site of an arson incident earlier today.
That sounds like that dastardly sucker.
You have to remember, if anyone is completely willing to buy into someone else's disguise, it's Dr. Richter. He doesn't understand it's not this is a disguise, not a different person.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
It might be the same body, but different person.
Yeah, that's... These things do make sense. He set fire trying to cover up his tracks.
I tracked him down to, whatever the name of the inn. They said that they didn't do business with his type. I told them smart idea
The
first.
mystical moon.
Yeah, Mystical Moon. They don't do business with his type. That's where the trail went cold. Thought maybe he's trying to flee, so I started coming down here.
Well, I ain't seen him. Nobody else is.
Well, until, maybe an hour ago, he was held up in some building, it seems. Probably plotting how to burn it down.
Go ahead and do a
Some-
deception check.
Some folks just ain't
Go
right.
ahead and do a deception check.
Thank you. 22.
22. You're pretty sure he actually burned down a fucking building.
I didn't make that insight check. I'm just gonna assume a man's willing to steal. He's definitely willing to burn a building down.
Start the lie early. Tell it enough times, it becomes the truth.
Okay, so it's just you two kind of sitting there with some people listening about, oh my god, this Force guy actually is an asshole.
That's slime. I tell you, I find him. I'm gonna. I don't know, but I'm gonna do it.
Gonna cut his dick off.
Just out loud in the middle.
There's
I mean,
Well-
you stole your girl.
I mean, maybe not
A little too
that,
far?
that intimate with him. I was just thinking of beating him, maybe.
Well, that'll help me get my stolen property back anyway, so.
as the light begins to brighten, you do see more people are moving about in a more business-like manner. Some of them are dragging their friends out of bars and going, come on, you know what time it is. Get on the
I am bit splitting and keeping an eye for it. This is the time of day where they would be more likely to catch a ship. I'm particularly
Yep.
keeping an eye for what ships might be an easy, like, we're ready to go today, and that they might be trying to get on, and try and
Okay.
keep an eye for where they would...
perception or investigation? Are you looking or are you questioning?
Go ahead.
Because I am me, and it is the better thing to do, I will question.
Okay, it's going to take you a little bit longer, but you're more likely to get more accurate information.
Oh! That's...
Well, it's like, that's a double digit.
27.
Okay. So as you're going through and talking to people and asking about it, you go up to the first guy, basically, go ahead and form your question. Like,
I'm looking for a couple of individuals involved in a theft of property, as well as seemingly a couple other crimes and ne'er-do-well
Okay.
incidents. Forrest, Jenny, give me some descriptions.
so you're less investigating and more deceptive. So are you're...
They definitely were involved in the theft.
but the investigation was for which ships are ready.
Okay, then what do I do to investigate then?
Okay, so you just...
Have you seen...
Are
have you
you
seen
going-
two
no.
individuals of this?
You're asking specifically. Your investigation was about which ships are ready to leave. So you're going to walk up and be like, "Hey, you guys leaving today?"
Well, no. That would be a perception. That is just seeing what looks like. I mean, there is a different look of a ship that is preparing for...
Yes, but you are not a
disembark.
sailor.
Also, who's taking on passengers and stuff? You could limit it down to like 2 or 3 ships that
Yeah.
are leaving today and taking passengers.
Yeah.
You do that by asking.
Yeah, no, I'm...
Well, most of the ships have people going onto them.
Yeah, no. I am investigating more for the where are they within
Okay.
this region.
So you're just asking about them, or if anyone's seen them.
Asking, looking for if I spot any clues of their whereabouts. I know what they were wearing last night. I know what the bags they were carrying looked like, because I did manage to spot them.
Yes.
So I can give more current information.
Okay, so you're not necessarily looking for who's leaving, which ships are ready to go, but...
But those are the kind of ships that I would be investigating about, is my comment. That was...
Okay, well, all of them are pretty much leaving port for the day.
Okay.
Like, 90% of the ships are...
Okay, well then that narrows it down a lot more than I thought. Or a lot less than I thought, rather.
Because it's a working port, they don't stay in dock very long, unless
I
they're
don't know.
being repaired.
Yeah, I don't know what the port is, so...
Yeah.
Lots of ports have places that stay there for weeks. So...
Most is like shipping. So.
Okay.
So there's some ships that are still being loaded.
Yeah.
There's some ships that are being repaired, but most of the ships are moving out.
Yeah,
They need
so
space.
that's sort of how I'm narrowing it down, because I figure they're wanting to leave sooner. Then again, I'm thinking they're smarter than apparently they are. That's what goes in my mind, so that's what the ones I'm checking as I'm
Okay.
asking.
So as the full dawn light starts springing, you do find out that there is 7 ships that are currently have people they have open slots for more passengers, was kind of what you found out. And there was 5 ships that don't have any more open slots for more passengers.
Okay. How much is a slot for a passenger?
Are you working or not working?
Not working.
In that case, it would be 50 gold. And that's for a bunk. You don't get any special, ain't nothing fancy, no special treatment.
Okay.
There's
What?
there's traveling across the sea for 50 gold.
Yeah, I mean, for 50 gold's like 50 gold.
Yeah, they want you to work.
That is pretty expensive.
But I'm not planning on being on the boat.
Yeah.
Yes, my consideration was buying up the empty slots. That is right.
But you can't quite afford that.
Yeah.
As you go and talk to them, you go.
Well, then I would need to know before doing that. You know, have I found the boat that these individuals are on?
Yeah. So, as you go around and you're talking to all the people and you find these ships, one of them that doesn't have any, is not accepting any more passengers. There's a familiar-looking man at it, and his wife. There appears to be a very glamorous woman. Probably some actress or another. There's a kind of a nerdier guy there, and no, just kind of a good old country girl sitting there. And they look like they're about to leave on a 3-hour tour.
Ah,
As a half-orc goes, "Come on, little buddy, let's go!" And a little goblin goes, "Oh, sure thing, Skip!" and comes running up and hops onto the minnow.
Now the true question is the clothier on there?
Yes.
Like you know him.
It's Thurston Howe and his wife. There seems to be an actress,
Tragic.
a professor.
I wish thee well.
Reference, I recognize you and salute me. The fact that it had
And
a
I
payoff-
acknowledge. Okay, just to say, because they had stuff, magical gear, in their store.
Yeah.
Not metagaming at all.
Just a smidge.
So if, let's say, they don't return from their 3-hour tour, like it was already like pre-enchanted, lots of stuff in there, right?
Yeah, quite a bit of it. They aren't the enchanters.
Yep. Okay. I'll have to remember to go shopping and see if they're there later. I'm sure I'll stop by sometime later this week.
Looking good, Doc.
All thanks to you. I think we're getting I got a room of my own now. I need to come by and expand my wardrobe here soon.
Oh, yes.
How long till you'll be
Come by tomorrow morning. This will be over in a jiffy.
Wonderful. I have some expectations. You make sure to take care of them. Bring them back.
Oh, don't you worry. It's basically unsinkable. And as the skip goes, "Don't you say that, Jesus."
You know,
Come
I think
on,
that's
Gilligan.
bad luck to say. I don't know if I
it's
trust
fine.
it. I don't know if I would trust it after
It's
that sort of
fine.
bad luck.
Question.
I just
Does he have to take the long rest to get potence back?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I did not know if it was
Pretty
just
sure.
that. No.
yes. No, my item would be back, but my portents
Yeah.
would not be.
Okay.
And as it is dawn, ding,
Okay.
you have usage of it.
Yep.
And the ships will be leaving in about an hour to an hour and a half is what you've found.
Okay. Well, I am continuing to ask that. Once I realize that, I will send a message basically letting you know we smoked them out of that building, but they lost us. They went by
The mystical moon.
Mystical Moon from the Wolf and Lamb and were turned away. We don't know where they went from there. But and this was such and such ago.
Okay.
As dawn springs, you have finished your short rest. Just so you know.
Okay. And have they come out of the building since then?
No, it's been like an hour.
Okay.
It's still very early.
Okay, then.
This is like kind of, summer days where there's light at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
What time is it?
It's about 6.
Okay. I
Go ahead and roll a Constitution check for me, Ryan.
You've been poisoned.
17.
Okay.
So that I'm just saying numbers without my bonuses, though.
It's more than enough. You need a 10. I'm just saying, like, if you're fighting off the exhaustion from being up all day and all night. It's like super low DC. If you take a short rest, it's not a problem.
Yeah. So 6 in the morning. It's like to Roy and Jake, I'm like, I just got a message from Richter, and he told me that the last known locations that they were was that they were at the Lion and the Lamb, or Wolf and the Lamb.
Wolf and Lamb.
Wolf and the Lamb. And but they had run out when the building caught fire. Had tried to get a room at the Mystic Moon, but were turned away. And then he lost them from that point. I need to get back to our place. So I don't know. We need to.
Oh yeah, you got service.
Yeah, and it's like I need to get back to our place, and it's like you guys can continue searching and see if you can get with Klaus wherever they manage to get off to. They say I don't know if you'd be able to track them from whatever they might have left at the Mystic Moon, but Richter didn't tell me where he was, so I couldn't tell you where to go to meet up with him.
You didn't say you were down by the wharfs?
This is all the wharf.
Yeah, but at the port, he didn't say it. No, so it doesn't matter. Okay, they're like, okay, sure thing. Roy's like, you're something. As him and the other guy go off to search at the Mystic Moon, and you're gonna start heading back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta start because it's even so it's still like an hour to get back.
It's about 3 hours.
Oh
on
right.
Foot.
Yeah, on foot it'd be 3 hours. So.
You don't have Klaus there to scare the crap out of their coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What time is service?
10.
You got time.
Yeah.
Go head on back round. Looking just from the street, are most of these windows curtained?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see a couple of them opening up, but yeah, as people are waking up in the morning.
When they're opening up the curtains, are they opening up the windows?
No.
Yeah. I do not know if they wanted to let the sea breeze in.
The sea breeze, covered in salt.
Mm-hmm.
People like that.
People who hate their skin, maybe.
Are you staring in the windows, or
No, I was just trying to figure an egress?
egress is
Out.
big out?
I know there's another word that's almost exactly the same. That means in. Anyways.
Ingress.
Ingress? Okay.
Sounds right to me.
I mean, it sounds right and also incredibly wrong.
Mm-hmm. Disruption in the signal.
But yeah, I'll
Yeah, ingress.
we'll look for a way where a spider could get in. If not, I'll just, transform then come through the front door. I assume a tiny spider can fit under the front door.
You're not tiny, you're small. You can't turn into tiny yet. Pretty sure.
Size isn't limited. It's movement type and
Yeah.
CR.
I'm pretty sure size is a limit.
Mm-mm. It's flying and swimming.
Indeed.
Also, man, Little Miss Muffet must have been terrified if that's the kind of spider you were picturing.
Any beast challenge rating 4th or lower that doesn't have flying or swimming speed.
Yeah, so spider's fine.
Well, we're up to 4, so no flying speeds.
Mm-hmm.
You can do swimming speeds.
Yes.
5.
But yeah, no size limits.
No, that was kind of more of a 3rd edition thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so just it's a bits of spider.
I mean, you're still a big freaking spider. You're not like this. You're still like big wolf spider. Tiny is not.
Tiny is technically down to anything below
Yeah.
her.
Yeah,
It's the smallest size.
Okay,
We no longer have fine or diminutive.
but if you're tiny, that means that you're not moving.
yeah, our spiders are super quick.
Yeah, but not like 20 feet movement.
I can settle for going small enough to have a 10-foot movement.
Okay.
Just be.
So yeah, you're about this big.
Oh, I was trying to go for like this big and have a 10-foot movement.
Oh yeah, no, you can't move 10 feet in 6 seconds. This big.
Hey man, jumping spiders can totally do it.
No, they fucking can't.
They absolutely can. Those things are scary.
Well, I'll take the 5-foot movement or whatever and be that
That's
tiny.
about half the size. You're about this big. If you're going to be the size that you want to be, you're moving 1 foot around.
You don't watch spiders much, do you?
They're pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I can accept for balance you want me to be big enough for someone to spot me and squish me, but
Like, you're going like as small as possible. You're going to slow your movement speed down significantly, and your ability to perceive. Like you're looking at the world very small. It's one of those things where you can't see the forest through the trees.
We're specifically trying to see the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are very.
You're still keeping track of whatever Molly's doing, right?
Molly's following you. You didn't ask her to do anything different.
But we split to search.
No. She was sneaking and following you, and you were following them noisy.
meaning.
Well, at this point, she's hidden from me for hours and hasn't told me,
Yep.
making her the worst. You have to replace her.
Uh,
You need to set her on fire.
in that case, I won't be a spider. I'll be something less smashable like a cricket, which can still be big, but doesn't necessarily.
You can be a jumpy cricket.
Yeah. Just jump in and start jumping and getting into places in there, avoiding people. So
I assume you're not cricketing at people.
no,
Because people generally ignore crickets as long as they're not making a nuisance of themselves.
exactly.
Alright. Go ahead and,
If you
I
find
mean,
them, make a nuisance of yourself in their room. See if they'll crush you.
just ding, 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 ding.
Got him!
Okay.
Oh, no.
Go ahead and do a investigation. Or are you like sitting in a corner watching people, or are you like checking rooms?
I'm checking room by room.
Okay, investigation.
Natural 20. Yes! Thank you, dice, for finally not betraying me! 21. I only have 1 intelligence and no investigation. This was almost guaranteed to be bad.
As you search around, you fairly quickly find someone that looks like Forrest and someone that looks like Jenny, according to the description.
Mm-hmm. Are they in the same room?
They are in the same room, and they're ready, and they seem to be grabbing their bags and walking out the door.
I will use a... Man,
Can't cast spells as a cricket.
no.
You motherfuckers! Just intimidation check.
Trying to see if I have any way...
To get in their bags.
You could try to hop on them.
Yeah.
Get in their bags.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? What is that? It's a game. It's a video game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a horse.
Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could Shadow Colossus this.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way, for getting it from that description.
I was about to just throw out really dumb things like Red Dead
There's a video
Redemption,
game. It's got a horse, and he knew it. That's
Frogger,
great.
Duke Nukem. Like, I was going to start throwing
Frankly,
out some dumb
If you
things.
had just said there was a video game and with what I was doing, I would have gotten it.
Okay.
Okay, Shadow Colossus. Let's go.
Yeah, just hop on their bag and...
Okay, so obviously you don't want to get caught.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to be a sneaky cricket. So
Yeah.
go ahead and sneaky at advantage because you're super tiny.
Let's see. Sneaky. Do I actually have
You said
stealth?
advantage.
Yeah.
Also, it would be as cricket.
Yeah, you don't use yours, you use cricket.
I don't know if cricket has a stat block.
It's probably a bug.
Yeah. So 11 plus stuff.
Alright, let's do,
Would we want to use same as Spider? Because I have Spider in front of me.
yeah, we'll use
Spider has stealth +4.
Okay, there you go.
So 15.
15. Alright. They are, like, yeah, done. Okay, and then you're just in one of their bags.
Yeah.
Bag or person?
Person. I want to be on Forrest to make sure I get him.
Okay.
Ginny is less important.
Okay, so you're on...
Your goal is different than mine.
Okay,
I
so
want to cut his dick off, but really I'd rather get the bag.
So you're on Forest. Okay. Yeah. Just...
It's a city game. Why don't you have Skyway prepared?
Okay,
Just every day you draw obscenities in the sky.
so that's what you're doing. You guys, you have about an hour and a half worth of time to try and search them out. So how do you use this time?
So at this point, I have spoken to and feel that, at least from what I'm getting out of people with my investigation, that they haven't, at least at this point, gotten on a ship. They're not known at this point.
You haven't gotten any information about them particularly.
Because that's what I was investigating for as I was going about talking to people. But with the last time that it was over at me.
You were investigating to see who had who was accepting passengers and things like that, and like looking for them generally. But you can do a persuasion check to see if you can get a rosters of ships. Which ones are you going for? There's 7 with spaces, 5 without spaces.
I'm trying to figure out what to do now, because clearly we have previously miscommunicated and things, and you're now telling me to do things that I've already done.
Yeah, he never wanted to investigate what ships were open, just if they'd been there. He was going
Yeah,
ship
I don't.
to
Why
ship.
would I care about that?
Okay, you're going
But-
ship to ship. Then,
but, so we're-
okay. So you're going ship to ship. So there's 7 with space, 5 without space. So I'll just limit it to those that you're investigating.
Yeah.
That first one was the first ship that you investigated, and they were not at that ship.
Okay. Okay, so it's a separate one for each ship.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
If you'd rather do that.
Okay. So many stupid dice.
So you investigated the Pretty Penny. Is the name of the first ship
Why do they have names?
because they're ships.
Well, he's not.
Did I also feel confident that they were not on the minnow?
Yeah.
The minnow was a gag. It did not cost you time.
But I don't think they're on there, right? They weren't among the crew list.
You
that's headed-
didn't see them.
Okay.
And I mean, it's a tour. They're coming right back.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, I would hate you if you go and send them off to never return.
something that you might want to ask is what the ship does for business.
I don't know if I'm that smart or not. But, yeah. So I guess I will investigate the next one. 19.
19. Okay, so you go up and you talk to them, and you basically are doing the whole. They burnt down a building. We're trying to find them. And
No, technically it was the... I'm tracking down someone who was stolen from me.
Okay.
That there is allegations of them being involved in some other crimes. Because there were this little guy was talking about the terrible stuff that they had done anyway. So there were allegations, even ones that I didn't make up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And they had definitely heard of them.
Yeah.
That was the main point, was to just give them a blanket bad reputation through the whole district.
Okay, and I mean, it kind of should be a persuasion check, but yeah, it's a persuasion check to get them to give up their information. I know I don't want to throw that at you because your persuasive person isn't there, but to be perfectly fair, it would be a persuasion check to get them to give up the information. So he's currently sitting there kind of holding the book.
So that roll would be a 14 if it were
Persuasion.
persuasion.
He's like, listen, we don't just hand out that kind of information for nothing.
Bribe me.
Bribe him. And then burn his boat down afterwards.
To the waterline.
See him carry the passengers then.
What I have isn't mine to give. As I said, they've already stolen from me from what I had. If I can find them, I'd be glad to, but then we
What I
wouldn't be
would
in this situation.
recommend is that you go and find a magistrate. And they can go ahead and subpoena our books. Should take a couple weeks. If we're back in port by then.
Well, I hope you don't find yourself in need of a doctor.
Oh,
Because I don't think I'd be willing to help you.
We have a doctor.
Really? What does he specialize in? Oh wait, no, I'm busy.
I was just like, okay. I'm like, sure.
I will spend my time perceptioning.
Okay, so it's just you.
If Molly ever reveals that she's been wasting her time, I will tell her to go about doing something. But she's been hiding from me apparently for ages.
She's like comes up eventually and just goes, so where are they?
I'm trying to find them. Let her make sure she's aware I tracked them down to Mystic Moon. And from there, I've been trying to track them down from...
Oh, is that what you were doing? I thought you were looking for those two gentlemen.
Why would I care about them?
Don't know. You burned down a building for no reason.
Well, no, we smoked them out. Then we saw them running. We knew they were in there. We smoked them out. We just lost them in the chase.
Okay. I mean, you just told me to hang outside the building. I didn't know anything about it going on.
Well, but you were hanging outside the building to catch them when they tried to run. Eventually, I got tired of waiting for them to run, and we smoked them out so they would run.
Okay.
Anyways, so last we saw them was Mystic Moon, and I was tracking some people down. It just turned to be a couple of lovers instead of the people I was wanting. Again, feel free if you think you're better starting from that point, or whatever it may be, to try and find them. Otherwise,
I'm not exactly the tracky kind of lady, but I could look into it.
you can look into it if you want to. If you feel you're better, I think at this point, I'm going to try and keep a look around the ships in case they're making their way onto a boat.
Okay.
And hope that they're not already on one.
I shall hurry. And then she runs off. Just.
So I will other dice roll perception. 12.
And you're just looking for them?
Yep, I'm looking for them. If I see any other sign or thing of them that is not directly them, but seems like them, like, oh, there's someone loading their bag onto a ship or something.
You do not see them directly. You do see a lot of people wearing similar cloaks to what they're wearing, but it's kind of in fashion. A lot of people, especially the seafaring type, are wearing big cloaks and coats and stuff like that.
I imagine their bag full of our money was large.
Yeah, relatively. It was like a proper travel sack, yeah.
Yeah, so also using that
It's like
as an identifying mark of what I'm looking for.
You see a goodly number of them moving onto the ships that were accepting passengers. Of like different people, there's like there's people in like armor moving on there, and like you can get the sense that there's probably a bunch of adventuring parties that are moving onto these ships. Which realize when you think about the pricing, they are probably pricing for adventurers. Which is why it was a wee bit outrageous by your standards.
Yes. But yeah, I don't know how long you're considering that, but that is what I am doing at this point.
Okay, you're just spotting?
Yeah, I am trying to keep an eye in as wide of areas I think that I can for them to be trying to catch onto one of these boats that I think is... I guess technically...
All the boats are loading, so for how long are you looking?
Until I have outside information. If one of them comes up to me and says, "Oh, we found them," or
Okay.
Molly contacts me,
You do see Klaus and them wandering around the wharf, paying attention too.
I will go by to what I can and at least make sure to update them on my most up-to-date information. Make sure that they have.
Alright. So about an hour goes by and Molly shows back up, and as you're walking around looking, you hear Klaus screaming, "Over here!"
Go.
Alright.
Actually, no. Expeditious retreat and go.
Okay, you get there, and
It's like, wait a minute, I have an app for that.
about a single turn, and he's pointing up at a ship. "Get down here!" And there's on the ship, you see a guy who's just ducking his head down and trying to hide.
Do I hear Klaus?
No.
Does he hear Klaus?
You're moving out of the zone the other direction. You're not on forest.
I got the wrong person?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're on the red herring.
Ah.
Does he hear Klaus?
Yes. You hear Klaus screaming over here.
I guess I head on over. Let's see. Do I want to? I think I don't need the disguise.
I walk up. Do you have any further availability?
No.
Right. Very well. I'll walk. Anyways, I'm trying to gauge how quickly are they leaving.
They're leaving within the next 15 minutes.
Okay. Kind of walk sort of side of Doc where maybe he's not watching me. The guy I just talked to.
He's watching you, because it's you and like a whole bunch of thug-type looking people screaming and yelling and pointing at his ship.
No, I just went up and talked to him. There's other thug-like people screaming and yelling.
Yes, they acknowledged you when you walked up.
Well, I am separate from the other thug-like people to make it harder for him to spot both of us.
I mean, the ship's straight, back and forth, right? So, like, there's gangplanks on the side, so you walked up to the side of the ship, and then you're walking out, back, and around the other side. Because there's people all over the place. So you're, like, going completely unobserved is difficult, but if you're just trying to hide from that guy in particular, you can.
Yeah.
He was just standing at the bottom of the gangplank. Like, security, basically. Make sure people don't just run on.
I'm observing a minute. Let's see if he does anything while I'm...
Alright, what do you do?
That is an excellent question. Let's see, because I know I probably it's because it's broad daylight out here.
It's early morning.
Lots of folk around.
Lots of people, yeah.
So, did you end up with suggestion?
No, but I did end up with fireball.
It's similar to suggestion.
It suggests you to get off that boat.
It's not a suggestion anymore.
So I guess there's probably a guy from the ship at the bottom of the game.
Only you had a way to sneak.
And I go up to him like, I'm not sure if you was aware, but one of them fellers that's on your ship is suspected of the arson last night.
He looks at you and goes, "Oh, did you just drop disguise?"
Yeah, I'm not disguised. I'm just normal fairy now.
Okay, because if Gary Busey Fairy walks up to him and is like, that forest fella burned down the thing, he's like, you cannot roll high enough to convince me of that.
I heard what you want.
Like, I haven't heard about any arson, and any of our passengers, the manifests are filed, and if the magistrate wants them, they have to come and get them.
Well, hey, so long as you're willing to take that risk.
It's not a risk.
Letting a guy like that on a boat made of wood? A man
Would've
who
been a
would
risk.
arson his own hotel?
If he acts up, you can go ahead and do a deception check.
Hey man, no, he lied to me. I believed him.
Okay, do a persuasion check. That's true. You do believe that it's a persuasion.
He lied to me. I believe him.
How to switch your check?
It is a persuasion. You honestly believe that he burnt down that
It's
hotel.
the same bonus for me.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
got a
funny.
22.
He goes, whilst that is a fact, I think we'll just lock him up. They paid for a room. We didn't tell him which one.
It was all over the whole district last night. That man's been up to some unsavory things.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just be amiable and just shoot the breeze with him and bad talk Forrest all day about all the things I heard he did to that poor man with Jenny.
He's like, oh, he joined you in on what Forrest did at train. It's almost become a meme in the space of an evening of I heard like
Exactly.
Just Chuck Norris saying.
How
it's a
far
bad
to the nearest
thing.
like alley? How busy is this road?
I'm being a distraction by getting the person of authority to look at me.
It's relatively busy, but there's places that you can duck into and hide. There's a lot of people moving, but none of them are really paying attention. They're all like heading towards a destination. They're moving with purpose.
And do I see Molly around?
No, she sent her off to start tracking.
Okay, I thought she might have heard the.
No, she's
Shouting.
okay off.
I grab. Is it Klaus?
Yeah.
House.
Pull him off to the side.
Yeah,
Check
that's
it.
how can I help you?
So to Allie. Third level spell slot, invisibility, yes, both.
Okay.
There you go.
He's distracting him for us. We're getting on the boat.
Okay.
You're both invisible.
Stealth with advantage.
And I'm keeping a little distance from him so that one of us screws up, it doesn't necessarily screw up both.
Okay.
A higher chance of at least somebody getting on
yeah.
the ship.
So it's stealth with advantage. So that's the text. Bounced on the 20 briefly and then went over to the 8.
Okay, so what's your
8.
8's your total? Okay.
Yep.
Plus no bonus of stealth.
The advantage was to negate critical failures, hopefully.
Yep. And I brought someone else in on it with me.
Yeah, theoretically Klaus is good at stealth.
As
Klaus
you're-
is a barbarian.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah. So as you guys are
We only need to get on there.
going up to the ship with Gary Busey's distraction.
Not
so
Gary Busey. I'm a normal fairy.
Normal fairy. So with the distraction, I'm giving them disadvantage on their perception. So instead of the 17, he rolled a natural 1.
That's all you, bud.
And
The trick is I didn't have to roll those dice.
and yet you cursed them anyway. And then he rolled a 4, which gives him a 7.
Still,
So both you and Klaus make it onto the ship.
All right. So we know kind of where he had last stuck it down. Begin trying to search.
Okay, perception check.
We are looking for him, we are looking for Jenny, or we are looking for the bags. Because if
Okay.
I get our stuff and he gets away, I will be upset. But you know what? I don't have to doctor the two of them if I can get our money back. So what did I'm doing investigation?
Perception.
Perception.
And
Yeah.
which one are you looking for? Them, the bags?
I can't...
You can't just be like, I'm looking at all the things.
Well, I am looking for a few target things
Okay.
that are, in theory, all together. But if I see one, whatever would be the first would be...
Okay. So you're looking for them or the baggage.
I guess...
And whichever one
Baggage
finds
is
first
higher
is what
priority
takes
to you.
priority.
Yeah, I mean, the baggage is... If I'm looking for the... Alright, my concern with it is, do I feel that if I look for the baggage, I would be more likely to get a false alarm?
I mean, okay, you can... You're right, you roll your perception check. It's not an investigation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm limiting you again.
And did you say, was this at advantage or anything, or just straight?
Nope, just straight.
Well, it's investigation, you said?
No,
Nope, it's perception.
Yeah.
That's a lot lower. 11.
Okay. You see... nope, you don't see either Forrest, nor Jenny, nor their baggage.
Okay.
I rolled their stealths, and I'm like, nope, that's one too low.
Okay.
What about Klaus?
Klaus has not been given instructions yet.
He knows what to do when he's on here.
Okay.
It's the same thing he's been trying to do all night.
That's true. He is the one who found him.
Mm-hmm.
Klaus, you see a drink disappear,
Mm-hmm.
and then like an empty cup get put down.
Klaus rolled poorly, and is just drinking random booze now.
Do I feel I've gotten a good spot of this deck that maybe they've hidden below? Or do I feel like they're stuck up here until things have been set off and they've been given a room?
All of the passengers seem to be being pushed below decks at this point because they're getting ready to move and they don't need them.
Then I go below deck.
Okay.
I have no idea how I'm getting back.
No, at worst, you and Klaus are going to have to take over this boat, murder everyone, and sink it.
I mean, you got it's about 10 minutes before they're shoving off, so you've got some time.
Yep, I'm going down. And really, I got another easily 15 minutes after that of it's there, I'm swimming.
Yeah. Something you did notice in your thing, there is 2 boats on it that are like smaller, rowing to shore kind of boats.
Mm-hmm.
There is a way for you to get back.
If it were even further.
Yeah.
If it were only, okay, this is an hour swim kind of thing.
You have Klaus, he can help.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going down further with them and then investigating on the lower deck.
Investigating or proceeding? Investigating takes longer.
Perceive until you fail, then start investigating.
I did fail.
But that was above.
But is there a way that I can be investigating without breaking my invisibility?
Yes.
Okay, then I would investigate.
I'm making it take longer instead of...
okay, invisibility is up to an hour, so yeah.
Yeah, if you don't...
I got time.
And I'm pretty sure as long as you don't steal anything, you don't break invisibility.
As long as he doesn't cast spells.
Cast spells or an attack.
Yeah, so you can steal stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steal, open doors, do all those other actions.
I'm actively not doing that. Because I am on here trying to retrieve what has been stolen. Stealing from others would be a faux pas in case I get caught.
Okay.
It's like,
You
no,
just
I
don't
am the
need
righteous, upstanding one.
Yes, I don't want to be a hypocrite in this one particular instance.
So you did get a decent look at the bag as they were fleeing. They both did have bags.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your investigation. You do. The other thing is that most of these people are still wearing their bags.
Yeah. So more likely or not, it's going to be partnered, is my guess.
Yeah,
I also kind of get the feeling that they don't want to set down their bags because they probably are paranoid about it, and so they're probably trying to keep them close.
Yeah, they're a little concerned. Would probably be you've
18.
18. Okay. As you go and you search through, you find 2 people whose bags look pretty similar still on their backs. And they seem to be kind of huddled in a corner trying to hide in a group of people.
And they all have those rain slicker cloaks or whatever to hide.
Yeah, pretty much everyone has cloaks or something of the nature.
Just alien the whole group. Smack.
I think all he
But
has
you
for
do
that is
see-
like acid splash.
You do see bags on their back.
And at this point, I have completely lost Klaus, I'm assuming, correct?
He is invisible.
Yeah, he is invisible, but that's like relatively packed. He's a pretty big guy.
It's the big empty space where people keep bumping into.
Yeah.
If I feel like I know where he is, I will also direct him to the same.
How?
If I feel like I know where he is.
You have a relatively good feeling that you know where he is.
Is he near me?
Are you going to whisper at him?
He's about 15, 20 feet away, and there's talking. Like, it's not a quiet space. It's not like it's dead quiet. No one's nervous besides the 2 you're looking for.
Staring in the corner.
Okay. You're whispering at him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I
He's gonna
move on towards them.
go ahead and do a perception check. Okay. You don't really see the big guy moving.
No, well,
He is invisible.
he's invisible.
Yeah.
So I go over there.
Okay.
I thought I'd be more angry with you. Standing as close as I can to almost block them from their run.
Just whispering weird, creepy stuff in their ears.
I thought I'd be more angry with you. Do they react to that?
Yeah. They're
Do you-
freaked out.
Do I get to see their face to confirm?
You do see their faces.
I had weird surgical things I was planning to do.
Weird surgical things.
I just want back my stolen property.
What's your AC?
My AC
Disadvantage, he's an
is
unseen attacker.
10.
With disadvantage, you still get hit.
Okay. It's 10.
No.
And you take 3 damage from a short sword.
He's pulling steel in the middle of a crowded hold. I told you that guy was no good.
He also looks crazy. He's stabbing at thin air.
Yeah, what a
Getting
weirdo.
hit doesn't reveal stealth.
Um,
Well, no. Roll
Can
concentration.
I am.
Concentration.
Yeah, concentration. Is it above a 10?
Let's see, hold on. So how is concentration work? Is Constitution
Yeah, it's a constitution save.
11?
Yep, and it's half or 10, whichever's higher.
So, 11.
Okay, you maintain concentration.
Can I... Is trying to cut the cord on a bag... I'm picturing this as like a duffel bag over a single shoulder.
It's a backpack.
Okay. Is trying to cut that, is that an attack?
Attacks or casts a spell.
I would consider it sleight of hand since you're deliberately trying not to injure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sleight of hand.
So I will try and basically be removing his bag. Stab!
Stop it!
Sleight of hand is Dex. We all know how great I am at those.
11.
11.
You do not quite manage to sneak a knife in and cut the
Yep.
bag.
Please, return what is stolen. I'll just let you go.
I really
You can try a persuasion check.
try to be earnest.
Ooh,
Let your words flow through you.
6.
I'll let you go. You'll even get to keep all 2 of your hands.
I had weird thoughts.
All
I
two
can
of
cut-
them.
I can-
The
I
other
can cut-
5, though, that are added on.
Alright, you take 5 more damage.
Still swinging at you.
Are the rest of the crowd being weirded out by him
And
swinging?
Concentration check.
They have to be.
4 plus con, probably not.
8.
Okay. As the people kind of notice that this guy is stabbing at something, you appear.
Ah! I've been
Please.
It's a
assaulted.
stowaway trying to rob me.
No, I'm trying to retrieve my stolen property. Peacefully, looking down at myself bleeding. You're the one who's not
As
for
you're
that.
holding a knife.
Yeah, like a little knife.
Yeah.
A kitchen knife.
And no, in my mind, I put that away when I failed, but that's up to you. So.
It's like man over here has got
When I
3
failed that
feet
bad, I
of
was like,
sharpened
that's not gonna
steel,
work.
and he's like, he's got a weapon. Dude's got like a little, like a
Kitchen knife.
coring knife.
There's you who just appeared out of nowhere kind of creepily, and then there's a guy who has this beautiful woman behind him that he seems to be trying to protect. Is kind of the thing. So if you want to try to persuade the people in the hold, you can.
Tell them that this man's name is Forrest.
Forrest here has stolen my property. I'm merely trying to retrieve it. I'm willing to give him
Clemency?
clemency.
You can try a persuasion check. He's not going to stop trying to hit you.
That's got to give him like at least get the crowd on his side when he's like, I'm trying to talk.
13.
13. Okay.
And he's just like swinging on a guy who's not fighting back.
There's generally there's a little bit of convincing until someone screams out, "Women aren't property." Because
I
every
agree.
story about Forrest has been about him stealing the girl.
Yeah. He's a dastardly sort.
Yes, she is also the
And
thief
as he
amongst them.
swings at you, he misses again. And now we have Klaus, who's at your side, and then just.
It's also visible.
And he goes and swings down at the ground, and with advantage, misses Forrest, and just like is slamming this hammer into the ground.
I will call him off if you return my bag.
He's just like, it's us. He's trying to kill us.
I mean,
He rolled pretty well on his. As some of the adventurers come in and start grabbing Klaus and start moving him out as he's freaking out.
that's fair.
So they do not believe you that he has robbed you. And they believe that you're trying to rob him.
I believe he has the books for a facility of mine in the bags if you would like to check.
They don't believe you, so they're not going to go start doing that. I mean, you can roll another persuasion check, but this is like raising the DC because you're trying to redo the same check.
Yep. What? 5? Getting lower.
Defeated in the
Return my property, sir.
I mean, it's true. Only one person here has been stabbed.
I don't even know who you are.
I'm the owner of the... What's the name of our new place?
The horse's head.
Of the Horse's Head Bar, which you robbed. You've taken the books. You've taken the money that we use to secure our organization.
As you go down there and you say that, the boat starts to move,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear a splash and a yeah as Klaus was thrown overboard.
Mm-hmm.
She just goes, "Leave us alone." And Jenny throws a bag at you.
I look in it.
It's 2 books.
Thank you. I am an intelligent person. We have dealt with stuff with the books. How much importance of the books versus
The books have
cash?
about 2 to 3 times the amount of money in debts. So you'd have to go and collect them. But that's, like, it's not cash money, but it is where most of the debt is, most of the money from the organization is tied up.
Will you do me a favor? You have her roll a persuasion check against me.
I would love to have her roll a persuasion check. And her charismatic ass rolled an 18. So she got 21.
She's a keeper. I wish you well. And I turn and I go. Make sure he shares what he's keeping with you. And I leave.
Alright, so as you go up above deck, you see a couple deckhands looking over the side at Klaus going, "I hope I can swim." And then one of the other thugs
Is there
comes
some
in to
sort of
grab him.
flotation, something?
No, there's
I
just one of the other thugs dives in to grab him, but they're about 20 feet away from the boat and from the dock and moving and picking up speed.
Okay, well then I leap off as well.
Okay.
And I swim, help drag him.
This is unimportant, but I'm curious. Acrobatics check.
It would be athletics, which I'm worse at.
Okay.
But it would be
Persuade.
athletics. 9.
You have -1 strength.
Yes, I have -1. I told you, I'm worse.
No, it's acrobatics because I want to see how small of a splash you're making.
Oh, well then 10.
Okay.
Regular splash.
Yeah, you don't belly flop, but yeah, you did okay. Could have done better.
Did you put the bag in your bag of holding so they didn't get wet?
I don't know how long of a walk I had out. If
walk.
I had a point where I'm going upstairs and there's no
Yeah.
one on either side of me,
Yeah.
then I would have.
Yeah.
If I was constantly surrounded by people, I wouldn't have bothered.
For the most part, people just kind of get out of your way as you leave.
That kind of deflates his whole
Good day.
persuasion track there. Because the guy just takes the bag and leaves. He's like, I guess he really did rob that guy.
Oh, they're having some explaining to do. But at this point, people are relatively confused.
Yeah.
No, the great part is, and now it's like the captains are like, yeah, I was told you were trouble.
That was the bosun.
The bosun. Yeah, there you go. That's good.
Now, the only thing that could make it better is, as you're walking up the stairs, start a small fire, just leave.
No.
with the ship going off, what did
The
you
ship
do?
allowed me on and didn't persuade. Didn't. I was mad at the
Back.
that inn
Oh, you weren't
because
gonna
they
try to
sat there and
sneak
they
in
lied to
steal
me
the
for
money
ages.
off of them?
Oh,
I mean, why do that
they
now?
didn't
I can
register
fly
under
and
their
I
own
went to sleep.
names.
But he gave the descriptions.
You gave the descriptions of a lot of people.
Doesn't matter. To me,
Yeah.
they lied. Now they don't have a business.
Yeah.
Maybe they had insurance.
That's not really a thing.
Maybe they had insurance.
Okay, so as you go and you're diving over the edge, Molly's waving at you. They're on that one!
Like from the dock.
Yeah, she's telling you they're on that one.
Yep. And I get Klaus and I start helping pull Klaus to the.
You, about this time, turn back into a person right next to a guy who looks like Forrest, as him and his lady fair.
I'll chain my beef shape together for another one.
Okay, you're still in the carriage.
Following them along.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm waiting for a Richter and crew to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
back to the shore.
Yep.
And as you no problem, swim back, pull yourself up.
Make sure Klaus gets up. Yeah.
Klaus is like, I can't believe it. I can't swim.
You know, just with this straight strength check, you'd think you could have pulled it off.
Yeah, if you're not panicking, it's a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Usually pretty far inland. Brave of you to go on the boat with me. Good
I
night.
didn't really think about it. But thank you.
Brave can be stupid. That's fine. Still brave.
One of them goes, that's basically your motto, Klaus. And Klaus goes, fuck you. Just knocks him off. And the guy lands in the water and goes, I can swim.
And yet you weren't beside me when I was being stabbed.
You didn't pull him aside and give him invisibility.
I didn't say that. So, I didn't get the cash. I got the books.
How fast that boat moving?
I mean, at this point, relatively, it's not faster than you yet.
Ah, here it says got full wind.
Yeah. There's a reason they leave in the morning.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah, nothing I can do.
Yeah, no, I felt the same way. I took what I can get. It's a boat full of adventurers, and I wasn't going to press my luck. Cure wounds. Or, I guess, cure wounds. I'm me.
This is totally not a potion.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess we didn't make too much of a fuss. Everything's still business as usual on the wharf here.
I mean, there's a certain level of fighting
Yeah.
and tomfoolery that goes
Yeah.
around on the port. They don't.
Certain level of just baseline arson.
Yeah, but they. Molly rolled a 20 for the sneaking, and then she rolled a double 20
I
for
rolled
the
pretty
arson.
well, Yeah.
Keep it to a minimum of 1 a night.
Yeah. So do the couple I'm with reach home, or they seem to be heading towards one of the gates?
They go and walk in and sit down at a building that your little cricket eyes finds relatively familiar
Mhm.
as Mother June steps up onto the pulpit. and begins.
You just sat with them for a 3-hour walk, or did they take a carriage?
They took a carriage.
You did say in carriage. Well, okay, I will scurry off and go, darn, I've failed.
You
And
hear
go
a woof woof as the dog just starts playing with the cricket on the
Yes.
ground.
hop outside to keep him busy.
Yes. So you and your dog play around for a while until he accidentally smushes you and you turn into you.
Yes. And then I give him food and brings him back to the Red Horse and go to bed.
Okay.
If June hasn't started the presentation yet, I'll let her know what I found out and that I followed those two
By the
here.
time you're walking back in our person, Mother June would be up on the pulpit.
How much
Is
is a carriage back?
enhanceability ranged?
It's about 3
Invisibility.
And
Enhanceability.
how many
Oh,
people can that take?
enhanceability touch, I'm pretty sure.
4? Me,
Well, it's 6 if you guys are friendly.
me, Molly, Klaus, Mary.
Yeah, touch.
Yeah.
See you back. To the guy that made fun of Klaus.
He's like, oh, come on! And Costa goes, you're too of that.
Yes, if I can pass by...
See if someone will give you a discount, and I throw him a gold too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pass by Mother June as I go through, like, unless she's mid-speech.
She is giving a speech.
Oh, okay. Well, have fun with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, I don't think I have any of those slots left anyways.
And I'm going to... Would Abbott be... Where would Abbott... Has
Abbott
Abbott
is
been
at the
working?
horse's head.
Okay, that is where I'm directing this.
Okay.
Because I need him as soon, because he's the one that does the bookwork, for us to be able to figure out what we're doing.
We need to gather this money up before tomorrow.
I don't think that's happening, but this
Yeah.
might be 1 week missed as opposed to more.
And again, we can always ask Red Horse for a week loan.
Yeah, I thought about going out and proving to the bosun that the guy really was an arsonist, but
Just fireballing it, but
that wouldn't get us that wouldn't get us our money back.
No.
I don't know if the boat sinks and we recover.
I have a swim speed now if I turn into those kind of animals.
Yeah, exactly. I thought about it, but I don't think it's really worth our time.
Yeah, so go return books to Abbott. In fact, there's probably a group waiting for the morning meeting, isn't there? That we missed.
Well, most,
Yeah, but they're...
Several of us were gone.
Yeah, they went there, they ate, and then they dispersed to take care of their own tasks. I mean, they're not completely
Yeah.
idiotic. So yeah, Abbott's working on that.
I got these.
More miscellaneous books. They're just love stories and novels.
He opens it up and goes, okay, I can work with this. Oh, they're going to be so mad. And he starts going through it and pulling out the cipher, and he goes, give me a couple hours.
Take the time you need. You know, we do well enough. It might not be that long you got the cash to get back together with your wife.
Oh,
You know, if you want. You can get a new wife if you'd rather.
bigger.
Big one.
I mean, they come bigger, but they're not better.
I like your heart.
He hasn't
You
started
say, I
experimenting.
like your heart, and he looks at you kind of concerned.
It's like,
He looks a little, he's like, it's weak, it's shriveled, it's not very useful.
I mean, Richter hasn't actually started experimenting and using body parts yet.
Actually, he has!
Particus out to grab them.
I mean, if you paid attention in the morning meetings,
First off, Yanks is... That's not a part that I felt was mushy, right?
No, his heart seemed fine.
Don't worry, Yank's heart was in fine condition. I'm not needing to replace that. And you're valuable as an individual on this team anyways, so...
Molly's like, yeah!
You too.
But
He's like,
but
oh, I have to go back to the wharf now. I think I might have found some help.
Oh. Why did you come with us?
You're paying for it. And the other guy, did you see how sad he was?
Okay, as long as it's for that. When I head
As long
back,
as it's for a good cause. The pain and misery of someone I don't like.
Hence, 2 hours
Yeah,
of my
poor
own
Roy.
time.
He sends money to his mother.
if you didn't catch, I tossed him a gold to try and see if he could get someone to give him a discount.
Oh no, he'll just walk back and keep the money.
That's fine too.
That was
I am
right.
also
I
fine if
thought
he
it
just
was
has
the
extra
two
money.
randos that went with Klaus, because he had 2 randos that were with
Yes,
him.
and you sent Roy and the other guy out there too.
Yeah, Roy and Jake. So
Yeah.
they would have been together, Jake and Roy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Roy made it to the docks, and Jake had not.
Okay.
Otherwise, go back to facility, go up and try and get some rest before time to work on Yik.
Okay. So, how quick is your sermon? Because we don't got a whole lot of time left. You have a quick sermon, or
I was just going to do the whatever.
A dice roll sermon?
yeah? Are you doing a quick dice roll sermon? Or are you
Yeah.
doing a full? Like, do you want more time for it? Like, if you want to RP it out, that's fine. We'll pick it up next session. But otherwise,
I'd say I was just going to try to do my whatever conversion performance, because it's whatever blasting.
okay, go for it.
Alright. And he's like, but I don't get advantage
You're new,
because
you're fresh. You got the most population at the place right now.
so yeah, I don't make it.
Okay.
So,
So you just give a sermon,
yeah.
pretty basic, talking about the benefits of community and family and stuff of that nature.
I apologize that I was out trying to save some lost souls last night, and time snuck up on me. And it's like,
Yeah,
so,
you made it back in time. You're just a wee bit sleepy. Did you walk back or carriage ride back?
and I didn't make whatever. I didn't have time to make a persuasion check to try to get somebody to take me for free, so I walked back.
Okay, you did have a spare hour before that. Do you short rest?
Yeah.
Okay, because you can either short rest or I can make you do a roll for your charisma or your con to see if you get over a 15. Or you'll be exhausted.
Yeah,
So-
no, I'll short rest if I've
Okay.
got time.
Okay, you're a very sleepy boy, and you go up there and you just the power and love that you have for your goddess has helped you push off sleep a little bit, but you are definitely tired.
And it's just like, so I apologize, but I was up night working, so what can you do? And it's like, sometimes it just calls to you. But, yeah, no, I just tell them about the beauty of love and family, but sometimes, especially with the great enemy, you have to go to war, and that's the unfortunate part inside of it.
Okay, so you guys are all back at the inn.
Yeah.
You're except for you.
Well,
you
Technically.
Technically, I'm at the warehouse because that's
Yeah.
where my room is now. I
Okay.
returned that key, that first
okay.
key.
So you
Yeah.
still have your you short rested already. So yeah, it's coming up to your it's coming up to your bedtime where you
I
wander
take
around.
myself a long walk.
Yes, enthusiastically.
A long,
I love that you could have
restful walk.
just leisurely walked back too. You didn't
Ah.
need to.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could fly back. Flying doesn't take me extra effort. It's not faster than normal walking.
Yeah, I still think flying takes a bit more effort than walking. Allowing you to walk around while you take your long rest is a bit of a
gracious.
stretch for me.
Yeah.
So let's not push.
It's hard to
ourselves.
fly that as slow as you need to go for.
I literally fly the same speed as I walk.
Yeah, but for slowing it down, it's hard because your wings have to still beat
No,
just as fast.
It doesn't matter how slow you
Magic
fly.
fairy wings.
Flying requires more energy than walking.
Magic fairy wings.
Neat. You still
Hummingbird.
can't- You cannot. No, you cannot fly whilst you take your long rest. I'm drawing the line there. And the fact that you're arguing still is a bit silly. Alright, so sleeping?
Yeah.
Sleeping?
Yep.
Walking around.
Yeah, I'll
And-
sleep after I get done.
Okay, after your sermon, you're all going to sleep on this Saturday morning, and that is where we will pick up
Almost a full day.
almost a full day. That's what we will pick up next time. Thank you all for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe. If last week's session bothered you, we are putting out a condensed, Too Long Didn't Read version, where we're going to have Ryan go over all the stuff. If you haven't
already
seen
out.
it yet, it's already out by the time you've seen this. So if you haven't seen that yet, and the last week's one bothered you, you can just watch the recap.
The description of last week's video.
In the description of last week's video, yes. So thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye.